Hey YouTube, just want to say this. Now, that song that one singer made that refers to God being a woman. Here's the thing. God doesn't see stuff like we do. God don't care how you feel about him. God personally doesn't care if you think he's a turd on the street, if you think he's a woman, if you think he's gay. If you think he's gay, if you think he's black, if you think he's white, God's not human, so God doesn't see things how we do. God don't care if you cuss him out. God doesn't care if you try to be like him. God don't care if you deceive half the whole world. Because he's not human. Sorry, he's not human, so he doesn't see stuff from a human perspective. Here's the thing. People are mad because God doesn't see things the way they do. People are mad because God doesn't feel things the way they do. People be mad because God doesn't want things done the way they do. So, the thing is, God is just going to be like, if you feel that way about me, cool. If you think that way about me, cool. If you want to be me, cool. Just know one thing. If you want to be God the right way. If you think you clowning God makes him feel some type of way, he's not human. He doesn't care. God's not caught up in his own self-image. He's not caught up in his own appearance. He's not looking in a universal mirror like, yeah, I'm God. Yeah, I'm God. Yeah, I'm God. Can't nobody do me. Nope, I'm me by myself. You ain't me, you ain't me, you ain't me, you ain't me. God's like, do they really think I care if you think I'm a woman? Really? Do you really think I care if you think I'm gay? Really? Do you really think I care whatever you feel? Here's God's mind versus people. Just to explain it to you. God's mind has to God's mind has to deal with the universe, life, death, teaching people. As I was saying, God has to deal with life, death, the universe, different dimensions, different beings, people's life crises, different things above the earth people don't know about. Dealing with Satan constantly trying to start wars with humanity, but spiritually, God got too many other things to preoccupy to be worrying about small stuff people do on earth. Now, am I saying he ain't, you know, overseeing it? Nope. Am I saying that he's not worried about it? No. Am I saying he doesn't see it or hear it? No. But God and people are on two different mindsets. People worry about tiny stuff because you're human. You have a tiny mind like a human, so you worry about tiny human stuff. For example, if God sees somebody in church, like a pastor, and they know that they're lying to people in the Bible, right? And people wonder, does God know that people in church are being lied to? He know, but like he said, my people suffer from their lack of knowledge. So, if you don't study, you won't know you're being lied to. And God can't show you himself because we asked God to stay out of our life decisions and let us make our own decisions. So he's like, all right, fine, cool, do you? But when you find out what the truth is, you're going to be mad. Also, he's like, here's the thing. I put the truth on earth. You can accept it. You can reject it. That's up to you. But you asked me not to intervene. So, as the loving father, I'm stepping back and I'm letting you decide. Follow the truth or follow a lie. It's up to you. Next thing. People in church make God something that he is not for their own pleasure so they can scare people into thinking that he is. Is God worried about that? No. God's just simply like, if that's how you want people to see me, that's how people gonna see me. But remember, they gotta pass away eventually, so they're gonna learn no matter how long it takes them to learn. And the thing with that is, God sees things like, let's see, how should I say this? God sees things like a man who has lived 1,000 years and seen everything one time done many different times through many different people. For example, someone gets shot in the street and they die. People's like, oh my goodness, this person died, oh my goodness. God, why didn't you stop it? God, do you even care about it? Firstly, God's like, I told you not to ask me for free will. This is part of free will. People can do dirty, evil stuff to you, and I can't stop it. And if I do, I can only stop it so far. Then he's like, I saw how this happened, and I saw what led up to it. Then he's like, I foresaw it, tried to stop it. Person decided to do it anyway, so all you can do now is plan the funeral and move on with your life. Cry about it every now and again, but hey, that person did what they thought they was doing, and what they did what they thought was what they was doing was right. So y'all ask for free will. Free will comes with these type of problems. Y'all ask him why he don't stop it. Again, man asks God to be hid, meaning he can only help so much, do so much, speak to, so much, be there, so much. Again, people in church be making God look a little too serious. Little too serious. And God's like, I'm not even that serious. Y'all making me look like something I'm not, like, seriously. And let me just say this again, just so people get it. Do you really think God cares if someone changes their sexuality? No. Here's the thing about that. You see this body right here? Legally on earth, you're allowed to do whatever to this body you want to do to it. That's why you have it. If you want to get a sex change, That's your decision. He ain't mad. He knows who you were when he made you, so he ain't gonna be just, how dare you change your image? How dare you defy me? How dare you? No. This is a physical body. You can do whatever you want to. And at the end of the day, are you pleased with it? That's just a simple fact. Are you pleased with it? For example, if you choose to get knocked up at a young age, are you pleased with that? If you choose to get your whole body covered in tattoos, you pleased with it? If you choose to change your gender, are you pleased with it? If you do anything to this form, are you happy with the fact that you did it? Because you ask God, oh God, are you mad at me that I got tattoos? No, I don't care if you got tattoos. How is your heart? How is your mind? God, do you care if I got pregnant at a young age? No. How is your heart and how is your mind? God, do you care if I'm gay? No. How is your heart and how is your mind? God, do you care if I sleep around with multiple people? Does that make you happy? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you being honest with those people? How is your heart? How is your mind? God, do you care if I left my spouse knowing that she was pregnant with my baby? Why make life if you're not going to be there to take care of it? How is your heart? How is your mind? God, do you care if I just murdered this school full of children? Deception is a bad reality. But how is your heart? How is your mind? Do you think that was the right thing to do? Like I said, God does not see things like people see things. And you get mad, you're like, God, why ain't you stop this from happening? God, why ain't you stop that from happening? God, why didn't you? God, why didn't you? And God's like, no, 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 no. No. Why didn't y'all? Instead of blaming me, look at your life decisions and see why this happened. I tried to show you how to resolve the problem. I gave you 2 ways to go. You picked the wrong way. So now it just happened. And people in the church is like, oh, if you don't do this, God's going to smite you down. If you don't do that, God's going to send you to hell. If you don't do this, you're not getting into heaven. If you don't do that, you're not getting into heaven. Meanwhile, God's like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they're going to keep doing this. They're just going to keep pushing this, okay? Let's just see who I can whisper in the ear to and try to fix this problem before it gets too hard to deal with. Let me see who I can go to. Nope, that person's not ready. That person's not ready. That person's not ready. That person's not ready. That person ain't ready, even though he already knows who he's going to pick. But hey, sometimes you just got to go down the line. He's like, that person's not ready. That person's not ready. That person's not ready. Okay, you. Hey, yo. See, up in heaven, his voice is like, hey, you. On earth, his voice is like, hey, you. See the difference? He's in heaven, so his voice is powerful. On earth, it's very, very light. In heaven, there's purity, and he reigns up there, so that's why you can hear him fully. On earth, you have sin, so you have free will, and you have the decision to hear him or block him out. And see, here's the thing. For some people's God voice is like, hey. For some people, it's like, hey. For other people, it's like, hey. For some people, it's like, Or some people hearing Satan's like, some people's like, some people's like, depends on where you are in life. And if you understand your life decisions and stuff. But anyway, my basic point to the situation, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've seen this music video a certain celebrity made, and people tripping saying, "Oh, God's not that, she's lying." And I bet some people gonna be like, "That's an abomination, that's blasphemy, God's gonna strike you down." God's probably up in heaven, like, she'll find out eventually. Let it happen. She thinks I'm a woman. That's fine with me. I don't really care. Just understand. When you find out I'm not what you thought I was, don't be mad. And people are like, "God, why don't you ever get mad? God, why don't you ever get angry? God, why don't you want revenge? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you?" And God's answer would be simple. Why do I need anger when I have understanding? Why do I need vengeance when I have wisdom? Why do I need to have any rage when I get your point? It's just simply like, y'all better just be happy I'm not what you think I am, because if I was, all y'all be in trouble. But I would never be that way, because I know humanity is screwing itself, and well, you gotta have somebody to understand your bull, and here you go. So, you think God's a woman? You ain't bothered by that. You want to start cults in his name? That's your free will to do it. Don't make you right, but it makes you human. You want to blaspheme God? That's your decision. Is God forcing you to do anything? Nope. Does God force you to do anything you don't want to do? No, he doesn't. Is God mad if you decide to have sex with the same gender? No. As long as you're good to who you're with, he don't care who you're with. I mean, originally he designed man for woman, but he already knew that, that was not going to always be the case. But is he mad? No, that's free will, whatever. Plus, the LGBTQAI community puts out more love and good vibes in the world than almost anybody else. So, hey. Plus, being an LGBT or a Q is not new. That's been around since the time of Jesus, probably before he got here. It ain't nothing new, just like drugs ain't nothing new. But like I said, God's not human. God doesn't see things like we do. He doesn't feel nothing like we do. God doesn't have to be God's not what man is. He's higher with his ways, higher with his thoughts, higher with his understanding. So, yeah. Alright, I'm out. Oh, yeah, just so you understand, God's not forcing you to go to church. He doesn't care about church. He didn't make the church. He's not forcing you to be in no ministries. He don't care nothing about any of that. He's not forcing you to read the Bible, tithe, none of that. I mean, yeah, pray for people and love people and all that. But that other stuff, nah. To be perfectly honest with you, God had nothing to do with the Bible. People did. God had nothing to do with church. People did. God had nothing to do with religion. People did. Just understand, anything that separates is not God. Think about it. The Bible is supposed to be basic instructions before leaving Earth, but that's 66 books of mad confusion that then cause war, divorce, family separation, murder, envy, jealousy, control, fear. Religion did the same thing. Money did the same thing. Politics do the same thing. And people ask God, oh God, why don't you just stop this religion stuff from existing? Then how would you learn right from wrong? How would you learn good from bad? You wouldn't learn nothing. Sometimes he just likes to see who's down here learning and who's down here burning from their dumb decisions. That's all it is. I mean, eventually religion will fail, but for the meantime, if you know, cool. If you don't, study. And I'm going to say this again. If you want to know the truth about everything on this earth and everything outside this earth, you have to read the book of Enoch. How do you spell that? The book of Enoch. Again, the book of Enoch. Enoch. That book will explain why we're down here, who God is, where hell is, who Satan is, what this world's made for, why we're human, who we came from, and when we die, what happens, all that stuff. And even the minor stuff like why do women wear hats in church, why does the Pope exist, everything. Why do you go to church? Why do you read the Bible? Why do you tithe? Why do you pray? Why do you wear suits? Pretty much it tells you all that. But, like Jesus said, my people suffer from their lack of knowledge. So, might want to get to studying. Alright, I'm outie.